Hey everyone, I'm Alden, and I thought it would be a good time to do an astrological update and a reading for the full moon in Aquarius. And looks like my cat is going to join us. Okay, so yeah, the Aquarius full moon is whenever there's full moon, it is opposing the sun, and the sun right now is in Leo for the lion, ferocious little lion right here. And yeah, I thought it was interesting when I looked at the chart that it's 22 degrees, the sun is 22 degrees in Leo, and the moon is 22 degrees in Aquarius, from what I saw, and that's a cool sign of union, or whatever twos mean to you. They always make me think of specifically of uniting, and then uniting of what, kind of depending on what symbol or sign they're in, like a two of hearts, union of love. Two of diamonds might be like a more of a life purpose union. So it's fun to think about how the numbers fit into the contexts too when you think about signs and symbols. Anyway, I'm also very thrilled that I just did the stellium, the multiple planets in Leo. Like there's Mercury on one side of Leo and Venus on the other, so there's a lot of that energy of like coming, I guess you could say coming out of the shell and being being ready to like be heard and seen and actually like thrive off of that. So maybe there's some part of you that speaks to something you're feeling about your union, something in your heart that's calling your attention as well. And the sun, Leo, also is ruled by the sun, and the sun makes me think of your solar plexus, and the solar plexus is all about abundance and power. So going into the finer places within that that arena of your consciousness, and finding places where you've kind of isolated yourself, and finding out how you can really just bring back all of you to a place of love. And by finding out, I guess I mean just doing the mirror exercise, doing A, B, C, D. It is very simple. And loving yourself, and just going with God's guidance for you. So it's also I think a time when trust is coming up, and going deeper with really trusting in what you are committed to, what you've committed to, on a deeper soul level, and letting God guide you deeper there, and allowing your thoughts of doubt to really to dissipate, especially if you've already worked through the doubt. Why hold on to it? So if you've come to a place of peace, but you're still holding on to that pattern, it's time to let it go. Yeah, so I think without further ado, I will pull a card, and I've already shuffled this deck. This is, I'll show you. This is the chakra reading cards, and I thought it would be fun to see what chakra comes up to focus on. So, Luna is paying close attention, my cat. Ooh, and we have truth. I love that. And hopefully you can see it all right. Yeah, there we go, focusing pretty well. And you know, that's the scales, and you have the fire there, and really having to do with the throat chakra. So speaking your truth, finding your truth, and that Aquarian energy too, of really getting clear on a mental level and grounding that into the physical love space. So like your mental energy and your heart are not separate from each other, and so when you speak, and you can speak from a balanced place, then it's a lot easier to communicate with everyone, including your twin flame. And it also helps you with just really going to God and yourself for love, rather than focusing on your twin flame, or even like getting infatuated with what they're saying to you or the signals they're throwing at you. Even if they make you feel really good, you know, that's God coming through them, and it's safe to accept that love without needing to, like, you know, try to get more from it, so to speak, and just like go deeper into the peaceful feeling and choose that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have to say about that card. It also makes me think, actually, no, one more thing. It makes me think of Mercury being in Leo, and how that's like, Mercury is the planet of communication generally. And when I think of that planet, I also think of communicating with God, and it's the planet also of, I want to say, like, I guess, like medical stuff. Trying to think of the best word, and that's not coming to me. So my communication is, that's where that's at. And but it's really about communicating with the divine, you know, even with medical stuff, with people's health. So yeah, generally it's the sign related to like health and that profession, I guess. And you get your good from God, so it all goes back to communication with God, and how is your body then communicating with God as an extension of you. But the reason I brought that up is because Mercury is in Leo right now, and it makes me think of truth in a different way, where, like, you know, you're finding the more the truth that might have seemed harder to find before. Like, where is the truth in your relationship with another? Where is the truth in where that actual connection is? And with your twin flame as well, what is really, what does the truth feel like? So it's less about facts, and the logic actually comes really easily when you just tune into the deeper feelings of the connection and the truth that's just sitting there waiting for you to discover it. Yeah, so that feels complete to me and good. So throat chakra. And I'm going to pull also an angel tarot card from Doreen Virtue's deck. And, ooh, alright. Got a sudden event that needs attention, Knight of Fire, So I'm reading this backwards here. Passionate, I can't do that. Adventurous, self-assured, restless, a sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Yeah, well, what this image shows me too, as well, is that the guy, let's see if it'll focus again. It focused before, but yeah, the guy in it is, there we go, is, he actually looks like he's kind of, he's curious, even though he might be in a hurry and everything. He has time, he has peace within him to look at what his next move is going to be. So it's okay to be peaceful and be active at the same time. And yeah, just go into a deeper place of adventure. That also speaks to me like about the Aquarius full moon, in this sense of giving yourself space to really explore in a more productive and focused and directed way something that you might have not realized one way or the other how it was fitting into your life purpose so much before. So there could be greater opportunity for certain things to invite more energy into your life, like you have more energy to do these things and focus on them, is what I'm saying. And on the other hand, other things might kind of seem to sort of like fall away, or just it might seem like a missed opportunity almost, but actually it's just that you're focusing your energy by releasing compartmentalization and allowing it to really flow from God through you in the way that really suits you for your divine purpose. And it's okay for that to be fast-paced, like you want to do things efficiently, and so just like letting those kinds of transitions happen easily as well, and being open to what your next step is without controlling it could be really useful here. And lastly, ooh, that's so great. I was like thinking about this particular crystal, citrine, and I like how it has to do with the solar plexus and sacral chakra as well. I think, you know, that's pretty clear. I would like to get a little more airtime for this card though, because it's nice to have that, like, that image and that energy of the citrine for you. And I actually have some sitting right here, so I can also just, there we go, back a little bit so it's not so intense. There is your dose of citrine crystal, in case you don't have some at home, just happen to have that around. Yeah, so number 13, I think that's interesting because 13 is a really powerful number, and this speaks to me about really dissolving fear that you have about claiming your abundance and claiming your power, and becoming the expert of what you're meant to be an expert of. If that's, you know, making shoes, then own that. And if that's leading a bunch of people in a very specific way, then that is great too. Whatever it may be, it's safe to really create in this place with God, and let abundance to come from that creative energy rather than, again, trying to squeeze it somehow, manipulate it, control it, make it happen, but really following God's guidance here in a way that, obviously is going to be logical and practical for the most part as well. Like it's safe to use your mental strength here, but there's no real room for self-doubt. There's always, room to be skeptical in a healthy way, and make sure you're following what's in your highest interest. So not just what you want to do right at this moment. If it doesn't fit in at all, it's safe to look at that and see if you're feeling like what you really desire here is more self-discipline, or do you really have a desire here to follow this moment of inspiration, even if it's taking you in a different direction. So it's safe to really hone in with your divine intelligence and bring God deeper with you into those moments of transition, whether they're small transitions in your everyday schedule, or it feels like you're making a bigger transition somehow overall, or both. And just don't be afraid to let your creativity fly. Like today I was watching some YouTube videos on this gal who got like this sponge paint, rainbow sponge paint that she'd always wanted as a kid. And it was just really like therapeutic to watch her paint with it, and I didn't really need to paint with it. I didn't need to go get it off of Amazon and spend a couple hours figuring that out. Like I got the satisfaction just in that moment that I needed for that, just to satisfy that part of my creativity. Actually expired it expired that need, and it inspired me to my next step, so which turned out really to be like more doing research and working through some blocks. So I think I want to pull one more card for us, one more angel card, and we have balance, and that's number 14, and that's nice. After number 13 comes 14. That's a general rule. Just trying to get that to focus pretty well. Anyway, balance, it's Archangel Zadkiel, and I love the colors in this one, the blues and the purples, and just that when there's perfect balance, it's like there's no really up or down or in or out. You're just like really going with the flow there, and you're observing the up and the down with appreciation and with God, and not trying to force something one way or the other, and also not stagnating or using it as an excuse to slough off somehow. So and the blue makes me think also of the throat chakra, and just like letting the love flow through what you're saying without fear, and other ways of expressing yourself besides words out loud too, maybe with what you're writing, or even with the more finer details of how you communicate, like body language, or even just like going into your heart space and feeling feeling God there and feeling your twin flame there, and letting that communication, that feeling of communication just flow easily. So I think that is everything that I have to say about that reading. I hope that you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoyed my cat guest, Luna. And yeah, you can always book a free consultation at twinflamesuniverse.com, or check out the links below for further information on my services and coaching services provided. And I hope you enjoy the full moon, and if you get to catch the meteor shower as well, then check that out. And I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care. Bye.